Good old today's video. Today we have the start of the Russian Talisman Tank series. Now, as you may have seen in the Tiger, I debated whether I should do the Panther, and in the end, I decided, nah. If you want to see a video on the Panther, then I may come back to it at some point, but for the meantime, I think we just need to move on from Germany. Germany just had way too many tank talismans, same with plain talismans. And I think I was just getting a bit burnt out. So I think if we move on for a little bit, maybe we could come back to it eventually. So as you can tell, over the years, I've got a couple talismans for Russia. We've gotten stuff like the T-60, which is not a very good tank in the slightest, um, and that's putting that lightly. We've got stuff like the BT-7, the T-28, the T-50, which is quite new. I got that a couple of weeks ago. The T-34 1940, and then we also have, I think is it the, yeah, we have the T-34E STZ. So this isn't going to be a particularly long part of the series, but at the same time, we're going to be seeing lots of vehicles that you don't tend to see, such as the T-28, the T-34 1940, and the T-60. You don't tend to see those much. So let's go over the T. Obviously, I'm going to remove these vehicles from my lineup before we go anywhere, because well, we we ain't exactly going to drag ourselves into a 3-3 game with a T-60 now, are we? So what is it about the T-60 that makes it a bit special? Well, for a start, the TNSH cannon is based very much off the Shavak cannon, and much like its aircraft counterpart, it sparks like a bitch. And it also lacks penetration compared to other autocannons of this tier, such as the German 20mm. Obviously, not without without HVAP, they're pretty comparable. But when it comes to HVAP, the T60 is just blowing out the park. And that's why you don't tend to see these things, because they have a very, shall we say, a very limited penetration output, and it also has a ridiculous long reload. This tank is fed by, I believe it is 58 round clips, and it takes on a unskilled crew over 23 seconds to reload it. Now, luckily, I have an ace crew on this tank, and this tank is basically maxed out in terms of crew performance. So we've managed to get our reload down to 20 seconds. Now that's still not great, and that's still not amazing, but you never know. We might get a decent result. I mean, I haven't driven a T60 in a while, but we do have some ammunition that may just do something. API HV. Now, obviously, this is not the original HVAP that the tank used to have. It's lost around about 3 millimeters of penetration, give or take, and there's also a FIT round in here, so it's very much like the armored targets on a Shavak belt. This means that not only are we going to be struggling in terms of actual penetration, but post penetration is going to be something to be desired, to say the least. But with 58 rounds and a rapid firing cannon, we should be pretty okay. And obviously, with it being a Shavak based cannon, 750 rounds a minute is pretty respectful. In terms of armor, the front armor is actually pretty alright at 35 millimeters thick. And you can actually angle this tank, and we're going to be angling it to this side because the engine can actually what the hell kind of a word is that? Eat shots. I don't know what happened with my, like, I was trying to say, like, eat shots, and for some reason my voice came out with a Q. I don't know. It's the turret armor that's going to be letting us down a bit. 25 millimeters thick, and the front face is 20 millimeters. Rather weak, and well, a lot of, if not nearly everything, is going to be going through that turret front. But hey, let's give it a shot, and well, we've got to try and get at least some degree of effort at this thing. So I'm just going to put together a basic lineup just to bring us along and everything. But even so, let's see how we do. But yeah, I haven't touched the T60 in an awful long time now. With Sweden being around, we might just stand a chance. There's a good reason for that. Number one, we have the penetration to cut through their tanks. Number two, we can just target the turret ring and insta-kill them, pretty much. But they will be able to do the same to us with just two crew. obviously our crew is pretty much maxed out, so that's going to give us a huge benefit. But at the same time, yeah, we're probably not going to be getting very far. I don't even remember what else is left on this crew. I think it's just like, yeah, it's just like repair and stuff. So we'll need, well, the driver can be maxed out. And is it the commander in this tank? I don't remember. So let me have a quick look. It's commander. Okay. But I'm going to put points into the gunner as well, just to be sure. I've got enough crew points sat around because, well, I actually purchased what is it? I actually purchased this ace crew. I had some remaining GE after a GE grind, and then I just dumped the rest into this tank because I knew I'd have to drive it eventually. But anyway, I've blabbered on a bit too much. I will see you all in the first game. Oh, well, welcome to our first game. We're on Sinai, a conquest map. Ironically, I think this was it this mode and this map where I had the original sub request for this tank? Because I know I had a sub request for this tank, but I think it was Samuel Pierce who wanted to see the tank, or someone else. I can't remember. It's been a while, but even so, that only took about another 2 minutes after I said see you all in the first game. I just sat on my phone checking Discord. That's all I did. Like that's all I ever do whenever it comes to waiting. I just sit there on my ass. I just need to. I know some people want to hear this engine purr, but at the same time, you got to hear me as well. Oh my god, that is terrifying. And he drives like an arsehole as well. Oh, brakes. Nope. And the guy behind me doesn't know what a brake pedal is. And looks like we've got a D2 as well. Oh. No one knows how to drive today, Jesus Christ. I'm not even a full license holder, like, come on, and I'm driving better than you. Right, let's roll then T-60. Suspension on this is not very good. This thing is bouncing like crazy. And it's not going very fast. This is about medium tank level speed right now, and this thing's meant to be a light. And yes, this is a fully spaded tank, and it's driving like this. 20 miles an hour, come on, your top speed's 27, roughly. There we go, it's getting into gear now. Because the problem is, this thing's a 4-speed, it's not a 5. If it was a 5-speed, it'd probably be a bit better. So I caught my mouse then. That's better, now I can actually see. Because the sunlight was right in my face then. Oh, back up, back up, back up, back up. I see him on the corner. He's just about there. Luckily he was actually paying attention and actually let me back up. Whatever it is, the tank destroyer. I don't even know what that is. Well, it was a Sweetie boy, and I couldn't pen that even if I tried. Looks like there's a couple of tanks moving up. I'll take that, kill assist. You notice there how I was being very careful with my burst then. Because you kind of have to be. This thing really doesn't have a great reload. So you got to be so careful. Yes, first kill. Lovely jubbly. I've had the T-60 Talisman for quite a long time. I think it was when I first started playing Russian tanks. Nah, couldn't get the shots in there quick enough. I'm gonna go for a reload here. But if you notice, on this crew, it's actually a lot better. Trust me, you don't want to play this thing with a stock crew. The problem is with the T-60 nowadays, it's been power creeped to shit. It literally is one of the worst tanks you can probably play nowadays. Against Sweden, it can work. I mean, tore apart that poor bastard in the Stridsvagen M38, so... Is he dead? Well, he is now. Fired 2 rounds just to make sure. Ooh, plane. Remember, this is based on a Shavak, so it is going to spark, as you can tell. It is a whack, so you can't expect it to be amazingly good. Oh, someone's being rather PG-18 right here. Well, why am I saying PG-18? Rated 18, I should say. Gotta love an air kill. That's one thing I do love about a T-60 is that gun elevation. Very effective. You alright there, little guy? Because you look like you need some help. No, he's actually alright. He just murdered that Stridsvagen. Oh, there's one. Nope, couldn't get the gun around in time. Ooh, right there. IKV. We're gonna just go through that at this range. Yes! Give a taste of the 7.62 first. Oh, sorry, M22, I just shot you in the bum. Oh, he spotted those, I didn't. Oh, hang on, is he coming towards us? No, he hasn't. I don't even have the gun depression at this point. Okay, he's dead. Is he dead? I think he is. I'll bring that gun up. Give a taste of 7.62. Oh, yes! That's one thing I will say, the T-60 does make a great AA. In real life, this tank, if I remember right, it was mostly relegated to infantry support. Right, he's very lucky to be alive right now. Excuse me. Right, Panzer IIIe. We are actually going to struggle to pen that. Team's looking okay so far, but we're being pushed on this flank. So I need to get down. Come on. Turn the turret, Ivan. There's something stuck in my throat, because... Excuse me. Luckily, I have a drink just to my right, so I can afford to do that. Okay. Oop, there he is. Can we punch through that? I don't think we can. Nah, we can't pet him. We literally can't pet him. Back in the days of the HVAC round, we would be able to pen him. This is the thing though, out of all the tanks in the game, I would not say the T-60 is one of them that needed to be nerfed. If anything, this poor little guy needs a buff. He knew he was coming. I'll wait for air support to come in. That's not going to do shit, I'm afraid. Try his turret ring maybe, but... Nah, he blew off a mudguard, I'm not taking the risk anymore. This is a problem. We just can't pen him. I'll mark him out for the team, but... Oh, this should just say in the chat, I can't pen him. He knows I'm here. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. One of the few times you can actually rely on your teammates. Right, there were still planes coming in. I'm debating going for a reload. He's just died to a Strids bargain. So I don't know whether to go for a reload at this point. Fuck it. Let's go for a reload. Never hurts to be sure. Well, this team's pretty much got this in the bag anyway. We've done alright. I mean, for a T-60, that's certainly adequate. Like I said, this thing works great as an AA. I think it's got like 30 degrees of gun elevation. It's really good for doing that job. Still, this wasn't a bad game at all. I think this Dane was struggling in the sands. Poor sod. Struggling there, mate. It'll be alright. Game's over. Not a bad result. 2 air kills, 2 ground, 3 assists. I will certainly take that. For a tank that's been power creeped to hell, I will certainly take that. Much better than a freaking Tiger, that's for definite. Because at least with this thing, you can actually work it as an AA. So the T-60, not the greatest, but at the same time, if you play your cards right, you can certainly do your job. Just don't run into Panzer 3Es, because otherwise you're going to start to have problems. But not a bad result. And well, the next one in the series is going to be the BT-7. Oh, I used to love this thing. Nowadays, not so much because of the hull break that this thing gets, which it really doesn't deserve. This thing is not a hull breakable vehicle. I mean, 20 millimeters of armor. By that logic, all reserve tanks pretty much should get hull break, apart from the French. But I'm not going to question Gaijin's decisions. They're just retarded. Because, well, it's Gaijin. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's episode in the T-60. And, well, I look forward to driving the BT-7 again. It's been quite some time. And, well, I'll see you all on the next one.